What's up? What's up? Crazy news today. Crazy news. What a change. This is going to change everything. Everything that we do when it comes to making islands is now going to be a lot different, folks. It's crazy. Very surprising that I knew that they would go, hey, Mike Clan, what's good? I knew that they were going to go this direction eventually. I didn't think it was going to be this soon. But I guess they got a lot of pressure. Yo, bro, what's up, dude? I think they've got a lot of pressure right now when it comes to things because, like, the fact that GTA 6 is apparently coming out next year. I'm not sure if it's actually going to come out, but seems like it's being pushed from its May date. So now it gives them a little bit of time, but there's that. And then obviously, like, Roblox is the difference in numbers is crazy. It really is. You know, I think Fortnite, for the first time in a long time, it went 2 days back to back with under a million concurrent, I believe. Whereas Roblox has like 28 million concurrent. So, like, they've obviously know that they're falling behind. So this must be a huge attempt for them to just try to get back in the game. Like, they're obviously trying to bring over Roblox players over to, or creators over to Fortnite. So it's pretty interesting what we're dealing with here. My theory is that Disney or one of these creative collabs they're doing wants to sell items in their game. You know what? That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Right? Because if we're like Disney's money. Disney wants money, clearly. I mean, they blow a lot of money on some of these worthless films that they do. But I could see that being a big part of it because that's going to be like I think that's going to be our next biggest announcement. Like, this is a pretty big announcement. We haven't had a good update and stuff to talk about for a long time. Every time especially the last couple months, it's been rough. You know what I mean? Like, they're just not really that great of updates. Lamar Marshall, thanks for the follow, my brother. Appreciate you. So there's a lot to go over today. A lot to go over. And would love to have a good discussion going over it because there's a lot of pros, but there's also a lot of cons. So it's quite interesting here. So in December, developers will be able to sell items directly from their Fortnite islands, opening up a new revenue potential, in addition to receiving engagement payouts from Fortnite item shop sales. It's crazy. It really is. Like, I'm not sure how I feel about it. I mean, I think it's a good thing, but at the same time, like we were discussing in our Discord there, it could turn into Roblox real quick where people are just spamming trying to get money, right? Developers will ordinarily earn 50% of the V-Bucks value from their sales in their islands, but from December 2025 through the end of 2026, the rate will be 100%. This is crazy, right? Like, this is a huge way to get people building maps, like a lot of maps now. Like, in this period, there's gonna be a lot of maps. It's gonna get crazy because the hardest thing as a creator is that we're just not really getting the opportunities to get into the system. But they are doing some stuff. We'll go through it. It's part of this update as well on how to get your islands more discovered. To determine the V-Bucks value in US dollars in a given month, we take all customer real money spending to purchase V-Bucks, converted to US dollars, subtract platform and store fees ranging from 12% on Epic Games Store to 30% on current consoles. I didn't know that. That's pretty crazy. And divide it by the total V-Bucks spent by players. Fortnite's average platform and store fees are currently 26%, with specific fees ranging from 12% on the Epic Games Store to 30% on console platforms. So 50% of V-Bucks valued translate to 37% of retail spending, and 100% of V-Bucks value translates to 74%. So basically what they're saying is that after December of next year, then I believe you're only going to take 37%. But this year we're going to take 74%. That's what it seems like to me. So even the numbers that we got. Okay, so these are like the official numbers. Little jab at Roblox there too, saying, hey, you know, you guys only pay out 25%. Well, we're going to pay out 74% for now. But I mean, once January 1st, 2027 comes, then, you know, we got 37%, which isn't too far off. So they're really getting people hyped with this number. But I feel like a lot of things are going to go downhill after this moment. So it should be interesting. The one thing that I'm trying to figure out too is, will there be a minimum, right? Like, can you charge, do you think you'll be able to charge 1 V-Buck for something? Or do you have to charge like a minimum of like 100 V-Bucks? Because I don't see that going over well. I mean, if I was to make a game, and even if I put like 5 V-Bucks, not a lot, obviously, but players would probably be more enticed. You probably get a lot more quantity over that. So that's an interesting concept. So I wonder how they're going to do that exactly. If anybody knows, what is it like in Roblox? Can you do 1 Robuck, or was it Robux? Robuck? Can you go into a game and spend just 1 Robux? Is that how it works? Or is there a minimum? I haven't played Roblox, so I don't really know. Might try it this weekend. I don't know. I might give her a little gander, see what kind of things we're working with here. So. Okay, developers will use a verse-based API and new UEFN tools to create and offer purchasable, durable items and consumable items in their games. We'll share more details soon. It's going to be interesting how that's set up as well when it comes to persistence. Like, persistence can be a little tricky in UEFN, especially when, you know, if you're new or anything like that. So if someone buys something, like, are they just gonna, like, anytime they load into the game, are they gonna have that item? How are they gonna be able to control that is what I'm curious. Because, like, people would probably get pretty mad if they go into a game and they spend V-Bucks and they get an item or whatever, but then when they load back in, you know, are they gonna have that item? Do we have to set that up? Are they going to set that up? That's what's going to be interesting, I think. I also don't know how that works in Roblox as well. Because, you know, I mean, it can be done easily. But I'm just saying, for new people doing persistence, it might get a little confusing. So it should be interesting. 37% as of January 1st, 2027. 74% from this December until next December. So we have 1 year to really try to generate sales from these in-game items. So also too, they've updated again the engagement payout. You never know what really happens here, if this is a good thing or a bad thing. It's always tough to really decipher. I feel like we used to make more money in the earlier days, but as they keep adjusting the engagement payout, I find it's not really as effective, I guess. So, should be fairly interesting. In addition to in-game item sales, Fortnite creators will continue to receive payouts based on player engagements in their islands. The engagement payout formula places 40% of the net revenue from Fortnite's item shop and related real money purchases into the engagement pool, which is then distributed amongst creators and Epic Islands. We will update the engagement payout formula on November 1st, so this is when we're going to get our next engagement update. To better, it does say to better reward creators for bringing in new or re-engaging lapsed players in Fortnite. So, I mean, this would be the time in November, December that if your buddies have fallen off Fortnite, you got to be able to create a game and bring them back. And that will generate more revenue from your islands. Because obviously a lot of people have been leaving Fortnite. You can see in their numbers, right? Like, we go to Fortnite GG here. And we go into creative player count. Like, right, so you can see these numbers are okay. They're not too bad. But for some reason, like 500,000 drop off over the last few days. So now we're actually at, okay, this one peaked at 1 million, but Tuesday and Wednesday did not hit 1 million concurrent players, which is crazy. Right? And if we fall back to like a month, actually it is doing this a little bit, but it's still breaking 1 million. But here, September, like, these numbers are falling. 899, 915, looks like that was the peak there. 975. So there's a lot of people are leaving. You can tell. You see it in the graphs. Like, even from, this is when Fortnite OG, I think, came out. And that's when we got the 14 million players. That didn't last very long. That was the time we archived Bop House. Yeah, eh? So is Bop House back now? I know you had to go through that, they put you in jail there for a bit. Or, oh, you mean you archived it, so like you're not even putting it out there anymore. Sitting on the toilet was the best part, bro. We tried to transfer it to Roblox Studio, yeah. Tried to, eh? So it didn't work, or you're going to try? Creators that bring in new or lapsed players will receive 75% of those players' contributions to the engagement pool for the first 6 months. Is that our first 6 months or the players' first 6 months? It's an interesting concept there. 75% is pretty big. We'll also factor in signals from direct links, in-game search usage, and first day playtime patterns when attributing new and lapsed players to an island. Additionally, the retention component of engagement payouts will now reward island-specific retention rather than ecosystem-wide retention to better align with creators' own efforts in growing this metric. I thought they already did this. So that's island-specific retention rather than ecosystem-wide retention. This is interesting. I can't really follow this. Ecosystem-wide retention. I think this is a good thing. This, to me, it seems like island-specific retention. Yo, Valley Dweller, what's going on? It's gonna be interesting. Like, I think the way I see this, island-specific retention over ecosystem-wide retention. In my mind, it seems like if this is how it was before, they're basing good retention around every island. So if it's, let's see, so if it's like, how can I put this? If the average of all Fortnite maps is, say, 30 minutes for a good, like, to get put into the good category or whatever, then it would ruin maps that, for instance, if there's maps out there, there might be maps out there that only have maybe, I don't know, this is hard to explain, maybe 20 minutes of retention kind of thing, average, but that map would get affected more if it's based around the overall retention of every map. But if they're island specific retention, then hard to really grasp that, but it seems like this is a good thing, because if it's island specific, then, you know, maps that are getting hours and hours of retention currently would be affecting our maps that only get maybe half an hour retention. But if the game's only half an hour long, then it shouldn't technically reflect on us. Like, we shouldn't be viewed as a bad map just because we're getting 30 minutes of playtime, whereas maybe the game's only 30 minutes long, right? So it's a very confusing thing, but I think that could be good for us. Further, to help combat fraudulent engagement, this is interesting. The engagement payout formula will only consider players who have made purchases on their accounts. How else would you make purchases? The engagement payout formula will only consider players who have made purchases on their accounts. This will not reduce the total engagement payout pool, but shifts the calculation so that playtime from non-players is not considered. Oh, from non-payers. I guess so, right? Like, I guess like they're talking about bots. This says non-payers. So like, if you were paying for, let's see, non-payers. So this is confusing as well, but shifts the calculation so that playtime from non-players is not considered. So I guess what it's trying to say is, like, if it's bots, like you're talking about, then obviously bots aren't buying shit, right? So those those numbers would be or the overall numbers would be affected by that, because it's supposed to be more or less for people that are buying things. Like, that's where we get paid out, because people buy things. So that's what they're trying to encourage people to do. So if there's bots out there and they're playing maps, but they're not technically buying anything, then I guess they shouldn't be considered, right? That's the hard part. That's the hard part to kind of recognize, because I don't know how they would recognize that. I don't know how they would detect any of this kind of stuff. But I mean, because I have friends that they haven't paid for shit. You know what I mean? Like, they any of their skins are free skins, and any of their even my second account, my Chetter gaming account that I normally stream with on playdays and stuff, I don't think I've purchased anything from that. But look at all the maps that I'm playing. So like, this might actually have to change how I do things, right? Because on playdays, I'm playing your guys' maps with my alternate account, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that anymore, right? Because that's not helping you guys. Or I have to buy everything from my Chetter Gaming, like my alternate account, which, not a huge bad thing, but like, I mean, all of my skins are on my main account. So like, that's going to get confusing as hell. I wonder if it works for gifting. I wonder how that works. Because if I gift you guys like when I'm gifting skins and stuff, if I'm gifting strictly from my Chetter Gaming account, I would assume that works. I'd like to know what the qualification for payer is, because sometimes things go, they haven't bought in 90 days, they are not payers. Yeah, I totally see that being a thing, because I mean, you could have bought a bunch of stuff years ago, and then you're just like, I don't want to be or I don't want to be spending money. I got kids and shit now. Like, I don't want to be spending all the money on V-Bucks, right? So it's a good point. It's a good point. When you gift from, yeah, I'm assuming, yeah. I would think that's how it would work. Like, because I'm still spending V-Bucks. So I don't think gifting it would matter. The engagement payout formula now covers the following components: acquisition, lapsed user acquisition, playtime surrounding V-Bucks spend, and island retention. It's crazy. This will always be the most important thing, in my opinion. Always, always, always. Before you even put one asset on the map, you should have an island retention plan. You need to have an island retention plan when you're building maps. You want to figure out from the get-go, how are you going to ensure players stay on your map. So this next section is, I think it should be good. I think it should be good, because now we're going to have a sponsored row in Discover. So now you're going to be able to technically pay to potentially be in that sponsored row. Will there be any moderation on this? I don't know. This is going to be a little confusing. And like we were discussing in the Discord, it's going to be a little tough, because the big boys who are making tons and tons of money off these maps, you know, they could just dump 100 grand or something, 50 grand into ads, and they'll just always be in that sponsored row. So let's see what they got to say about this, and we'll discuss further here, because could be a good thing, could be a hard thing for the small guys. In November, we're adding a prominent sponsored row in Discover, so that creators can choose to spend money to receive increased visibility for their islands. All creators will have transparent market data to bid for placement in the row and enter an auction to surface islands in the new sponsored row. All other rows in Discover will remain unchanged, continuing to provide organic visibility to islands. Long term, 50% of sponsorship revenue generated by sponsored row will go into the engagement payout pool, boosting the pool size for all creators. Okay. From launch through to the end of 2026, this rate will be 100%. Okay, so this is actually very, very key. Right, guys? Because I didn't know, like I kind of browsed through it briefly this morning, but this will actually make things a little bit better, I guess, because if there are big guys putting in $50,000 into ads, then technically it's going to boost our payouts in a sense, right? Because it's going to go back into the payout pool, which is pretty cool. It's only 50%, so I guess only 25,000. If someone was putting in 50,000, then it'd be about 25,000 or whatever, which is still pretty good. I mean, when someone buys V-Bucks, well, you know what? They make a lot of money from that shit. They make a lot of money from that shit, so that should be interesting. But that is good, at least that it's going to go back into an engagement pool. That's actually pretty cool. And we're going to get, it's 100% of them is going to go into the pool for the next year from December, this December. So I don't mind that. I don't mind that. Starting November 17th, 2025, creators will be able to set up campaigns inside the creator portal, bid on placement, and get comfortable with the tools. Creators will easily be able to adjust their spend to meet their goals, whether that's maintaining a small player base for iterating on early content or supporting a major island launch or update. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah, I agree, Valley Dweller, that it's nice that they're doing that and going into a pool, especially 100% over the next year. So, for those that don't know and that aren't too familiar with advertising, I do advertising for companies on the side. I do Facebook ads, Google ads, all that kind of stuff. So basically, how it works is there's a bidding system. So what's probably going to happen is, you know, you're going to put in a daily budget, probably, I'm assuming, right? So it could be $2, right? It could be $5, it could be $100, whatever, how much you want to spend per day. And you can run a campaign for a certain amount of time. So say you only want it to run for 2 weeks, maybe the first 2 weeks that your map is published, anything like that, or during an update, anything like that. But how it's going to work, the hard part is, like, until I actually like really see it, like, I don't know, is this going to be just 2 rows? Is it going to be 3 rows? Is it going to, like, because these spots are going to fill up fairly quick. That's what's going to be the hard part. And it just chips away pretty much. So it's going to fluctuate, because if you put in $1 a day, right? And it's going to, typically it's going to be based off 2 things, impressions and click-through rate, right? That's where the money's going to get spent. So typically it could be like a penny, like 1 cent per impression. It could be less than that, like 0.001 cent per impression. And you'll get thousands and probably tens of thousands of impressions from it. So you'll get charged that way. But you'll get charged higher for a click. So if they actually click, it could be different. Like, they could do something where it's they click on it, but also play the game as well. That could be an extra thing as well, because I mean, click through is one thing, because they'll just click on it just to read about the map, which happens all the time. So it's got to watch out for that a bit. But I think the commercial build maps with advertisements such as Sparkasse, German bank map, will buy advertising space. Absolutely, right? It's like doesn't IKEA or some shit have a Roblox map or something? I feel like they have one, and you can actually work in it or something. I feel like I read an article on that or something. But you're right. I think some of these big wigs are gonna do it, because they're gonna have that money, right? The SpongeBob map flopped so hard after Discovery ended for it. Oh, I bet. It's because there really wasn't much different from it. Like, it's just a kind of standard tycoon. Nothing crazy. If you're a SpongeBob fan, yeah, it'd be great. But if you're not a SpongeBob fan, then, you know, kind of hard to get into it, right? But that's gonna be. It's gonna be. I'm interested to see how often these are gonna flip, right? Because if you've got hundreds of creators that want to be like maybe even thousands all bidding on these spaces, like these could go up to like $2 a click or $5 a click or $10 a click. You know what I mean? Because the bigwig people, they're not going to care. They're going to have a budget. So they'll be able to spend like, oh, we made 300K last year on our game. Let's drop 50K and we'll be on that top spot all the time. Oh, I guarantee you're probably going to see Steal a Brain Rot there forever. Like, there's so much money in that game has made. Like, stupid amounts of money. So, I can't see it not being there forever. Probably #1 spot because they can afford, $20 a click or something, which is outrageous. You do not want anything like that, right? You want things to be like, they have to do something like it has to be cheap. You know what I mean? Like, for one player to go in and click on your ad and play your map is not going to make you a lot of money at all. You know what I mean? Like, if that player goes in and plays your map for an hour, they may only have like, I don't know, it's going to be hard to say. Like, they go in and play for an hour, like, what do you make off that? 5 cents? 10 cents maybe? So it's gonna be an interesting system I want to see. As someone in advertising, I'm very interested to see how they're gonna set this up. Don't steal Brain Rot. Don't need to pay for sponsors. Epic's doing it. Yeah, that's the other thing. But I mean, at the same time, like, will Epic? Well, first, we don't know why Epic has been pumping that map out so much. We don't really know why. So my theory's always been that Epic has their hands in it somehow. They're getting a piece of that. It makes a lot of sense to me. So they could yeah, you're right. Have to. Right? Because I don't know. This is going to be a hard thing. I'm very interested to see. Right? If I want to spend $10 on an ad, which I think would be appropriate, right? Because I feel like from my maps, I typically make at least $10. So you always want to at least break even with this kind of stuff. Get your return on investment, figure it out. Right? And then this was going to help. The good thing about this, if it works well with the bidding system and stuff, is that this should help with like dead maps. Right? Because there's a lot of maps out there that just didn't get the chance to get the players. Right? So people just don't know about it. For example, like my football game, we'll just put that in as an example. Right? Like, it got put out there and, there's a lot of bugs that I had to keep fixing, but their first experience with that football game sucked because it was kind of broken. So now that it's all fixed, there's 0 players, right? So you could technically put some money in it, and then now that it's a functional map, you might be able to get a second chance this way. So it could be good. Could be good. I'm not saying that this is a bad thing. It'll all depend on how the bidding system works, how many spots are available. Are we going to get charged on impressions? Are we getting charged on clicks? Or are we getting charged on actual plays? Okay, so now we have Fortnite creator communities. This is interesting. So I don't know if this is going to be more like a, you know, almost like their own social media section, it seems like. Which is pretty crazy. I think this is a good thing too, because, all they're trying to do is keep people on the platform, which they seem to be doing like a pretty decent job setting up the overall picture. It's just probably not moving exactly how they want to, with the numbers going down. So, in the next few months, we plan to launch Fortnite Creator Communities, a new way for creators to connect and share updates directly with their players on the web and in Fortnite by posting messages including text and images. So, this is going to be pretty cool, I think, because now we can actually like post up on Fortnite. Like if someone's following our community and you update a map, they're now going to be able to check you out and say, "Oh, sick. The football map's been updated. Let's go play the football map." Or it's Halloween. There's a new Halloween version of the football game. I'm probably not putting Halloween in football, but you get my point, right? So I think that'll be pretty cool. Creators will be able to build community forums with island updates, event information, feedback requests. This is huge. We've needed this for a while. I was almost going to make my own app with the Fortnite API update, or with the Fortnite API, and have it similar to kind of like Fortnite GG does, but have a rating system and comment section. You know what I mean? Because the hardest thing for us is that we have to go into our games, unless, well, we have to, so we have to go into our games right now and determine what's wrong. Like we have to specifically find the bugs. We can't technically rely on our players to do it, because A, we're not allowed to share our social media, which is crazy and I think is absolutely stupid for Epic. We should be able to promote our social media accounts on our islands. It shouldn't be like everywhere, all over the place, but you should be able to at least put one little place, one time on your map that can showcase, hey, join my Twitter, join my Discord, join my blah, 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 like any of that shit. YouTube. Because how else are we supposed to get feedback from these people, man? You know what I mean? So if there's a way to get feedback, that's going to be huge, because we need to know what the hell is wrong with our maps. And every player is different. Players are going to break your maps in different ways. So you need to be able to figure it out in all kinds of angles. You need to think like a kid, think like an adult, think like a teenager, think of all these things and what is wrong with your map. So this will be huge for us to be able to just simply get feedback from these people, right? If something's not working, they can put the feedback in and then great, let me fix that. I think that could be huge. Yeah, there's really no way to do this with the current stuff with the FNC Discord, etc. Like the playtest forum they have, you can't even comment on posts. Yeah, well, the FNC Discord sucks. Sorry, I had to say it. You got my community members are the best. I think we have a great Discord, still growing strong, over 200 members. Great, it's great. And we have a playtest section, so you can get some playtesters from you for your islands, because that's big. Playtesting is huge. Feedback is huge. That's gonna be good. Creator posts will also appear to players in Fortnite across island lobbies, island pages, creator pages, and a new row in Discover. So this is kind of interesting as well. Yo, 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 what up, Silent? What's cracking? Big news today, buddy. Big news today. A lot of shit here to go over. But yeah, we're just kind of discussing, seeing how things are, getting your guys' opinions on it. It's a lot. Now that we're going to be able to sell things in Fortnite and make V-Bucks, it's crazy. FNCS Fogmaster, the Fogman. So yeah, creator posts will also appear in appear to players in Fortnite across island lobbies, island pages, creator pages, and a new row in Discover. So if you make a post like this, we're going to be seeing posts all over Fortnite, is what it's saying basically. I don't see it as a bad thing. Just curious how they're going to set that up. Like, are they going to how are they going to choose which content to do? The most likes? You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be interesting. Most comments. I can see that being the direction that they go for this, but should be interesting. Players can react directly to posts via likes in Fortnite and reply to posts on the web. Players will also receive notifications for relevant updates from the creators they follow. So that's interesting. So you might, so it seems like they're going to have almost like a Facebook on here where you have your own kind of page. And if you follow me and I put up a post, then on your Facebook page, like you normally do, and you're scrolling and you see your friends and all that, all those people posting. It's just that I think that's the direction it seems like they're gonna go, which not a bad idea. I don't see it being very. I don't see it being like a Facebook, I guess, per se, because you know you're probably gonna want to play Fortnite. If you're on Fortnite, you're probably gonna want to play Fortnite. You know what I mean? But if you can get players thinking to constantly be checking this, then it'll be a huge thing for us as creators. By opening these dedicated channels between creators and players, creators will have more tools to foster engagement, gather feedback, and build lasting communities. Okay, so it should be interesting. The thin client. This is pretty big too. I think is this out yet? I thought I saw something the other day, but maybe it's not. We recently shipped updates to Thin Client to improve the downloading speed and size of Fortnite on mobile and PC. Okay, later this year, players will be able to choose to update and play creator-made islands before other game modes are installed. Reducing the install size of Fortnite is a phased project, and we have more planned for this year and next and next. That's a lot. It's a little grammar mistake there, I guess. Follow the Fortnite creator roadmap for detailed updates. Did they update this? Oh, it's just talking about the thin client there. So we're in so Q3 ends at the end of this month. So we should see the persona device. I'm assuming today's the 16th, right? No, today's the 18th. A couple days behind here. They've been getting behind on their updates a lot lately, I've found. So I'm gonna say either October 3rd or the 14th. Probably the 3rd, I'm gonna imagine. That we should see this improved pop-up dialogue, which is improved ability to create custom menu UI using pop-up dialogue and conversation devices. Additional features include expanded data available in the view model and new animations. Man, nothing too crazy there. Persona device is going to be big, I think. I'm kind of all about it. A lot of people are mixed feelings about it, but I think it's a good thing. So all of this coming into Q4. Anything new? Anything really new in here other than what we're talking about today? Doesn't really seem like it. Still waiting for these verse leaderboards. Really want that. Interesting. Thank you. Since UEFN launched, players have spent over 11.2 billion hours across 260,000 live creator-made islands. Does this number seem low to you guys? Is it just me? Was I the only one thinking that there was probably like a million maps out there over like the last... I think creative's been around for like 4 years, 5 years? I thought it was going to be a lot higher than this. I'm not going to lie. Which has resulted in $722 million paid out to date. That's crazy numbers. That's crazy. Like, Fortnite has almost paid us creators $1 billion. That's crazy. Because, like, I feel like they've only been doing the payouts for a couple years now, right? Like, since UEFN came out. That's when the Island Creator Program came out. So, I mean, that's a lot of money. 100 million of that is probably Steal a Brain Rot. Fuck. We'll continue investing in new tools that unlock more development possibilities for creators. Stay tuned for more details as we get closer to launching these updates. So let's check out their fact page here. What the fuck are these guys talking about now? Why is Epic keeping the other 50% from in-game item sales and sponsored row? I mean, that's a pretty standard question. They gotta make money somehow, right? This model will enable Epic to cover the costs of servicing the Fortnite ecosystem. The funds that don't go back to the creators contribute to server hosting costs, safety and moderation costs, research and development, and other operating expenses. Standard for any business, guys. Come on, like why is this even a thing here? That's crazy. In recent years, Epic has been investing in operating the business at a loss. Ooh. It's a bold statement. That's a bold statement. So they're spending a lot of money here. Which seems crazy to me that they're operating at a loss. Can you see their profit loss? Epic Games? Curious. This is from 11 months ago. Epic Games has gone from losing $1 billion a year to nearly breaking even. Oh. Well, that's good news then. Imagine how much money you don't spend by laying off a fuck ton of people, especially when you live on top of money from dumb kids that want skins to look cool to their friends at school. Okay, Kevin. Relax, Kevin. Okay, well this kind of makes sense. They're probably operating at Kevin probably got fired. I think Kevin got fired. Sorry for your loss, Kevin. Sorry for your loss. Start building islands. But this makes sense because they have been in a lot of legal battles in the last few years with the Apple lawsuit and everything like that. So that makes sense that they're at a loss because a lot of people know lawsuits ain't cheap. Especially when you're battling people like Apple, like who also have very expensive lawyers. So it's going crazy. Yo, VR Pilot, what's good? No worries. Just short stream today anyways, so it'll actually be easier probably to watch again later. But yeah, just going over all this new stuff we got, man. It's great. Well, we don't have anything new currently, but there's a lot coming in the next few months, which is definitely crazy. Such as we're going to be able to sell stuff now within our islands. So people are going to be able to spend V-Bucks and they'll be able to do it. Q4, you can sell your skins? I don't think so. You're going to be able to sell items. So, well, items and just you know, it could be power ups. There's a lot of different things that you can do. So basically, like in Roblox, I haven't played Roblox, but just from seeing things around, you can spend like you can create an island in Roblox, and then they actually can charge you like I don't know what the minimums are or anything like that. So like I don't know, 10 Robux will get you like a hat or something, or like a power up so that you can fly or things like that. So that's crazy. Exactly. Tycoons sell gold to level up things faster. Exactly. Yeah. For the most part, that's basically what it is. So it's basically gonna just help people that don't want to play the game full out advance quicker. So it kind of balances out, it seems, right? Because you're not gonna get the play time per se, maybe because they're just instead of playing the actual game, they're just gonna kind of skip a lot of it and then be able to do it, but you're still making money from them spending it. And we get to keep 100% of the, well, technically 74% of what people spend. So that's kind of interesting. If you spend, someone spends 10,000 V-bucks on your island, if people, sorry, not someone, if people spend 10,000 V-bucks on your island, then, or in your island, then technically you would get like 74%, or like $7,400 or 7,400 V-bucks worth of money towards your payout. That's it, man. Pay to win. Pay to win is now gonna be a thing in Fortnite. So, you know, I can see like typical gamer and those guys like super red versus blue, like that map's gonna get destroyed now because they're gonna paywall some of the items. Right? Like I mean, I think that would be the sensible thing to do, maybe. So that's gonna be the tough thing, I think, because there's a lot of legal stuff going on right now when it comes to um like what do they call it? Like loot boxes and shit. Because it's technically gambling. It's technically gambling. Exactly, yes. Right? So that's gonna be very interesting to see the documentation to see if they actually allow us to do that. I don't see them being able to do that. I don't even think you can do that in the UK right now. Or there's a legal battle going on in the UK about that. I'm not exactly sure exactly what it is, but there's some shit going on. So I can't really see us being able to do that. Do they do that in Roblox? Like, are there loot boxes in Roblox? That's something that we'd have to figure out. That's why I'm probably gonna play Roblox this weekend. I'm gonna mess around on it, see what other people are doing and how it works, and then kind of go from there. You can do it for free on the game, so I'm not sure if it matters. True, true. As random cards. When you say the trading card game, are you talking about there's a Roblox version of it, or are you talking about the actual trading card game simulator? Lucky Rod is the brain rot that gives a random rate brain rot. Okay, so looks like, I mean, yeah, like doing it for free isn't really gambling, is it? It's gonna be tough because when you're actually paying for it, that can turn into an addiction, especially for kids. You don't want that for kids, man. Like, you know, if they really want something, they're gonna be spending like money to get it. So it's gonna be. I don't believe in loot boxes. I think loot boxes are fucking stupid. They really are. Like, they drive me nuts. Even right now, like I've been playing the new skate game, and even with that, there's loot boxes in it. And I'm like, fuck, man, I just want to be able to buy my own clothes. Like, you know, just have some cool swag on my, like, that's one of the best parts of skateboarding games, man. Like, getting the swag. And like Skate 3, you never had any of that shit. You never had to pay for shit. You just had access to all kinds of different clothing. right? Like, I want to have a dope skateboard and all that kind of stuff, right? Oh, interesting. I didn't know that they had that. I've never played anything like that, but I played Trading Card Game Simulator, but I haven't played that. Is it gambling if it doesn't promise anything, though? Mm, well, technically, it'd be promising something, right? Or like, what do you mean exactly? Like, because, like, I mean, Skate does it a little differently, right? They have loot boxes, but there's only like 7 or 8 items or something within that loot box, and you don't have to pay real money for it either. You got to grind, but you can, I believe, buy money or buy currency with real money and then spend it towards loot boxes in Skate. But I think once you get an item, I think it gets removed. I think, like, I haven't got an item twice from a loot box. So that's an okay way to do it. I still don't like it. Still don't like it, but that seems to be an okay to do it. Like in the brain rot thing, you still get a brain rot. You just never know what it is. It's not like promising you would get something rare, legendary, or mythic. Ah, okay. So, So, so with that, steal the brain rot, or that game, lucky rot there, I guess. So does it tell you at all? Because I've noticed that a lot of games that if they are using loot boxes, they're at least stating what's in that loot box, like, and what your percentage chance is that you can actually get that loot box. All the loot boxes are free, but you can buy currency to get store items outright. Which game's that for, Broseph? Couldn't figure out the saber machine. I don't even know what that is. It's always the same rarity. Brain rot, just different variations based on name. Hmm. Skate. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I'm a huge Skate fan, man. Like, I was part of the beta program for like the last, I think I originally got accepted in the beta program last March. So I've been playing the new Skate since last March. But it only released for early access uh, the other day. 2 days ago, I think. Yeah, it's that's what, like, Skate 3 was one of, like, Skate 2, Skate 3, like, well, those were all like some of my favorite games. This, you're right. This game just doesn't feel right. I don't know what it is about it, but it doesn't feel as clean. But again, it is technically early access. Oh yeah, there's a documentary on it. Fuck, I might have to check that out. Those games, I mean, when they came out, that flicks, I mean, because all we had was like Tony Hawk Pro Skater, right? And sure, it's fun to do, 500, uh, like a 500 move, a 500 trick session, but like with the buttons. But when the original Skate came out, and it was a flick stick, and like, I was a skater, I was a big skater when I was a kid. So I love that shit. And it is legit. Like, the way you have to move the stick is exactly how you move your feet in real life. So when you shove it in real life, you're literally, like, you have your foot kind of going down, and like you swoop your swoop your feet so that you can do a shove it. And that's the exact control. So I really like that. The map feels too clean. There's no grit or personality. Very sterile. Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I mean, I think they got away from the skateboarding part of it, because like the other games that they're trying to like compete with, in a sense, like you have Sessions and you have what's the other one? I forget the other one, but I had that one too. I bought both of them, And they're very hard. They are very, very hard. Yeah, a documentary said he liked Skate 1 to 3, but the new one was Fortnite-ified and fulfilled corporate greed, I guess. That's what I got from it. Pretty much. Pretty much. I remember playing Tony Hawk on Nintendo DS. It was fun, but unrealistic, which made it wacky, even more fun for me. Yeah, so that's what I like. Those kind of games, like the Tony Hawk Pro Skater, was really meant for anybody. If you played video games, you could play Tony Hawk. Skate slowly started to be like hard for people to really grasp, and now Sessions in the other one, it's like really hard. Like you got to be a skater to enjoy those games. I enjoy those games because like I do a lot of video editing and a lot of kinds of stuff. I don't know. I probably no, I probably don't have it anymore. I was gonna say there's a CD out there for you kids out there that don't know what a CD is. We used to make videos and stuff on computers, and then I would burn the video to a CD so that I could put it in a DVD player or whatever and play my videos. And that was always fun for me. So like I was probably like, fuck, I want to say like 12 doing video editing with my buddies. So like we'd go out and we'd skate, we'd make videos. I think I had like a little tiny camera, and we'd make videos and put music in the background. I'm pretty sure I had like DMX or something in the background of my little session. It was crazy, but that's when my video editing career started, I guess, in a sense. Like I probably wouldn't be editing videos like I do now if I didn't do videos back then. I think I was using Windows Movie Maker for those that know that. Yeah, I liked Skate 1 and Skate 2. I liked those games. Like, it wasn't too hard, but it wasn't too easy as well. It wasn't like a Tony Hawk and it wasn't like a Session. So it was kind of like in between. Yeah, hey, Tony Hawk. Yeah. Like I mean, I played a lot of Tony Hawk when it first came out, for sure. But it just didn't feel very, it felt too unrealistic, I guess, like you said. Cuz I don't know. Doing 50 tricks in one little combo was just not, it was not it for me. It really wasn't it for me. So it's kind of interesting to see this way. And this one just, I mean, it's cool that you can get around, like you can climb up buildings and do, you can grab like in the loot, some of the loot boxes, you can get like ramps and stuff. And then I believe you can put, I haven't got too far into it, passed out last night. But you can actually put ramps and stuff wherever you want. So you can make some cool, like that part's pretty cool. And then just skating with your friends and like, I'd love to make like a skate video, right? Like kind of like you guys know I love my video editing and making cool stuff like that. Kind of like my movie trailer. I'd make a skateboarding movie trailer just from Skate. I think it'd be sick. Yeah, it was big in the skating culture for sure. Like all the biggest names and all of skateboarding are attached to that. So that was a cool thing. I just really loved being able to like do a three flip, and you actually have to like pull down and then kick the stick. Like it's literally how you would do a three flip in real life. Like that same motion with the two sticks. Actually, you only use one stick in skate. Two sticks, I think, is Sessions, where it's like both feet. That's tough. That shit's tough. You can spend hours on one trick, like just like a backside tail slide down a staircase or something. You spend hours trying to perfect that. It's so hard. But that's like real life too. If anybody knows that from real life skateboarding, you don't just get the trick first try when you're making a video. Like you gotta fuck it. You're there for hours, days. It could take weeks to fucking get done. Like that's what I love about that shit. Going back to the questions here, what are creators allowed to sell? So creators can sell digital, durable, and consumable items that they build for their games. At this time, sales will be, it's interesting that they said these words here. At this time, sales will be limited to digital items only, no physical goods like t-shirts. Sales must follow applicable law and follow our island creator rules and other policies. Items may also be restricted by region, age, and content rating requirements. So that's going to be crazy. That's a lot. So I guess we're going to be able to do custom cosmetics in the future. I don't know how this is going to really work, because the problem with it is that people may not buy skins as much, maybe. You know what I mean? Like, if we're, how do we put this here? Like, will people buy skins still if, you know, like, I have like my main skins that I usually always wear, but if I can change their clothes all the time, then why would I buy other skins, which would then hurt our ecosystem overall? So it's kind of weird. Well, this is a cosmetic. Like, t-shirts is a cosmetic. So anything that's why it's saying like no physical goods like t-shirts. So that's like a cosmetic, right? Be like no hats, no shirts, no shoes, no service. But things like that, right? Selling items when people have been playing maps for free. This will be a wild ride. I know. It's actually going to be very tough. If Fortnite keeps doing big collabs, skins will always sell. That's true. That's true. But from their wording, that sounds like in real life. I get what you're saying. Like, you can't sell, like, I can't sell a Chetter Gaming t-shirt that you can get in physical life, right? You could be right. I didn't even really think about that, but maybe you're right. Maybe we can do cosmetics. This is actually okay. You kind of just blew my mind there, Billy Dollar, because I wasn't really thinking about that. So, for example, I guess, could I sell my hot sauce in a game somehow? I don't know how that would work, because obviously you need shipping requirements and all that, like shipping information, which would probably be a terrible thing because now you're getting access to people's addresses and shit. So, very interesting that they said at this time, right? Will there be a minimum V-Buck price, or could I sell items for a couple V-Bucks? That's what I was trying to figure out earlier. Does anybody know how that works in Roblox? Like, can you just charge like Robuck for like, I don't know, a hat or something? Or is there the minimum? So do you see like 100 Robux is like the minimum that you have to charge? That's what's gonna make things interesting. Like, is it? Yes, that's the way it works. So, yeah, I guess like you could probably sell something for 1 V-Buck. That would make sense. Like, I would feel guilty, I think, charging 100 V-Bucks for something simple. You know what I mean? And I feel like people, you know, typically you're getting at least 1,000 V-Bucks every time you're buying V-Bucks, right? So, you know, if you can charge as low as 1 V-Buck for, if you can charge as low as 1 V-Buck, I don't see that being such a bad thing. Yeah, totally agree with you. Totally agree with you there. Because, oh, that's true too, Vulture. You see people making copycat mads like, oh, these guys are charging you for this, but I'm gonna give it to you for free. Oh, there's gonna be some battles. There's gonna be some battles, man. Oh shit. All right, all right. Yeah. Totally see that being a thing. Didn't even think about that. But durable and consumable is weird. Maybe a pickaxe is durable, even if it doesn't have durability meter. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Yes, Chetter will eventually be able to create a virtual hot sauce store. That's crazy. That's crazy to think about. I don't really sell the hot sauce anymore, but, you know. Yeah, like you see, I'd feel better if there was no minimum. For sure, I would feel definitely. I put a screenshot of the recommended shop stuff. Okay, let's see here. We're just in Discord. Let's check her out here. Football Legends coming up. Free version. Because you know I'm going to be charging for those cool ass helmets. Whoa. Whoa, the boys. My squad is in the our personal Discord channel. I guess they're probably leaguing. I bet you they're leaguing. Yeah, they're playing League. The boys. Cool stuff. Okay, let me see. Let's go in our Discord here. Okay. So this is like inside of a game. I'm gonna play Roblox this weekend. I'm gonna do it. Didn't think I would ever play Roblox, but I need to do some R&D. I need to do some R&D. Do you guys think I should play Roblox this weekend? Is that something that you guys would watch? You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know what these are. Like, okay, so that says effect. So you would get an effect for 100. And how much is Robux? Like, what's one Robux equivalent to? One Robux to Canadian. 0.0013 cents. Interesting. I think that's what's coming, Tilted. What's up, by the way? I think that's what's coming. Like, that's what it seems like. You know what I mean? Like, I've played Roblox since 2010. Holy fuck. I didn't even know it was around for that long. It's been around for that long. Educational purposes. Exactly. We're gonna deep dive this weekend into Roblox and how it works. And what we can do and develop different strategies that we can implement in Fortnite. Because we've got a few months to prepare, right? So like if I have to build another game, so I got my dragon game, my fighting game, after those are done, or at least one of them's done, then I can work on the next one. And I'm gonna have to really think, like, what do I want to do? What do I want to sell? How do I want to charge? Like, there's a lot of different things to think about. So yeah, I think it's time to do a little deep dive this weekend. Play a little Robux. I don't know. I have a bazillion Robux because I joined their crew equivalent and forgot about it. Oh, jeez. Apparently, I need to get ratings for my games where they get unlisted on the 30th. Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah. I did know. I did hear that they are now, because they had their own rating system, but now I think they're doing what Fortnite does and using the worldwide IRAC or whatever. Okay, what in the world is that? Microtrans. Panda Paul, what is up, dude? Been a minute. How you doing, brother? How you doing? Yep, that's pretty much what's happening. As of December of this year, we're going to be able to have microtransactions inside of our islands. So, similar to Roblox. Yeah, what is up, my guy? Appreciate you, dude. Popping in here. Hope everything's all well with you. It's Panda Paul, everybody. He's one of the OGs. One of the OGs of the supporters from my first early days of streaming. For me, I think things like unlocking classes, etc. is a good way to charge for stuff. That I feel okay about. Yeah, that's not bad. As a dev, great. As a parent, please, God, no. Oh, man, you're so right. I don't have kids, but damn. That's why I think it's gonna be not. That's why I think they need to make it so that there's no minimums, right? Like they need to keep you need to keep shit low. Don't want kids spending money. I would almost cap it. Instead of having a minimum, I would cap it. Right? Like maybe even cap it at like 100 V-bucks or 300, 250 V-bucks. I would do that. That I think would give a little bit better control for kids. Like, kids can get in, like, what you just said here is in this game I spent $200. That's from Gizmo. Like, that's crazy, right? And you think about kids, like, that's gonna be tough. But if you put a cap on it, then I think we're all right. New custom themes? What is this? Oh shit. Is this how it looks for everybody if I do this? Or is this just me? Get that cheddar color. But anyways, I don't like this at all. It needs to be black. Imagine having 5 cosmetics in your game for 500 V-bucks each, right? Like, that's crazy. Crazy. Yeah, the growth's been good. Growth has been good, my brother. We're still at it. We're still plugging away. We're still making games. It's all good, my guy. It's all good. They make it to where they make it to where you can spend V-bucks, or the alternative is taking longer to do the thing you could have bought. Exactly. That's typically how I see a lot of these things working. Right? People don't want to play the full game. They just want to buy their way through it. Especially like rich kids, right? They don't care. Then the kid buys all of them. Like that's a lot. I mean, great for us, but like Panda said, like that's gonna be tough on the kids, man. Like, Fortnite, yeah, I think that the best thing that Fortnite could do is put a cap system on it. Wouldn't be good for us, but I would rather kids not be exposed to being able to spend however much they want for brain rot shit. You know what I mean? Caps would definitely help. Thankfully, my 8-year-old son is starting to work on his own creative islands. I've sent him your tutorials. Oh, that's awesome, dude. That's awesome. One day I'll play him on the channel. Once he gets some done, and I'd be happy to play the game for him. Give him a little feedback or whatever. Good to get kids. I think getting kids into development early is great. I think it's a great thing. Not sure where video game development and things like that will be in the future with AI and all that, but still got to be someone behind that robot. That's for sure. But that's definitely sick. I would love if I had a kid, I'd be doing the same thing. I'd be like, yo, get in there, kid. Make some islands. Because those kids would be the best developers, I think, because they know what's popping out there. They in school and shit, and they'd be like, yo, did you play this brain rot game last night? Yeah. They're talking about it all the time. So very, very interesting. But I am curious, I'm still a little as valued what I said, the way they word it is weird. I didn't even think of it like that. When they said physical goods like t-shirts, I don't know why I thought of a cosmetic as a t-shirt. But I truly think that it's actually like real life shit. And then at this time is crazy because it seems like they're saying that we're gonna be able to open up my own hot sauce store in Fortnite eventually. And there are stuff out there like virtual reality stuff. Like I think was it Nike? I think maybe Nike did something like that. Like where you put on like the virtual reality and you can go in and like grab the shoe kind of and like look at their new shoe, something like that. And then I think you could buy it. I don't know. I didn't look too much into it, but it was something that was interesting to me of selling physical products in a digital space. Someone in another Discord I'm in says Roblox already proved it's a bad idea. What's the bad idea? The fact that I'm just putting microtransactions in games. They already got kicks. Seems like a direct pathway to selling actual shoes. Bit of a price jump. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Because I mean, it'd be cool, I guess, like as a creator, and I have a merch store, like that's just the easy way to go around it. But microtransaction, yeah, yeah, it's gonna be rough. The it's hard to really decipher how I feel about this. You know what I mean? Because it goes both. There's a lot of pros and there's a lot of cons. You know, so it's gonna be tough. They do it at the metaverse. It's going to be like the movie Ready Player One, but with the VR. Like the virtual or the physical like suit and stuff that you can wear. Like you buy the physical suit in the game, but you receive it in real life. I guess that's kind of like what you mean, right? I love Ready Player One. I think that movie is fucking sick. Ready Player Two is coming out too. I don't know if you guys know that. Roblox 2 coming. Oh, geez, Epic's not gonna like that. Yeah, my ex-girlfriend, read the books, Ready Player One and Ready Player Two. She read the books. I was like, don't tell me what happens, because I believe they're in filming right now. I think they might even be done filming. Uh, bu- 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 bum. No real information on it, really. Too early, but it's in development, so that's cool. I love that fucking movie. Full metaverse. You'd be able to wear a helmet you bought in FN in Skate. Yeah, that's serious metaverse. Well, technically, right? I believe like that's what Fortnite's trying to be, right? Instead of having that helmet and bringing it into another full published game, Skate, eventually, well, like you said, like Skate would have to now come to Fortnite under the platform, right? So bringing it to another full different game will be tough, but that's what Fortnite's trying to do. Where it's like, yeah, you buy this helmet, you can use it in a different creative game technically. But eventually, I could see major publishing companies actually coming to Fortnite and start building. I mean, I'm pretty sure they already do, right? So they build like they assign teams and they build games in Fortnite to make it as professional as possible, right? Right now, there's a whole lot of creators learning and all that kind of stuff, building games for the first time. So that's why it's so saturated, but eventually it's just going to be full of like full blown games. We could probably make our own battle pass too, 200 V-bucks for cuz oh, that's going to probably be a big thing. I think that's going to be a big thing. People selling battle passes, their own battle passes within their game. Oh man, this is going to get crazy. Metaverse NFTs, there's only 5 of them ever made. Yeah, NFTs, I believe in NFTs, but the way it launched like a couple years ago was like terrible. Like they just sold it in such a dumb way because crypto losers out there, like it just made no fucking sense. Idiots. They died out, correct. But NFTs, I believe, are still going to be one of the biggest things ever. But not in a sense of a stupid fucking ape image that you're buying for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like they did it so fucking wrong and stupid, and that's what kind of killed it. But I do believe when the metaverse comes out, it's gonna come back. GTA is probably gonna do it, right? Because you know the NFTs work for video games. They really work. But like I said, the stupid fucking yacht apes and shit, that killed the entire meaning of it because it was so stupid and dumb of people to actually invest in that shit. That was crypto losers that were running that shit. And it's all scam shit. It's all scam, right? But when it comes to video games, exactly like you said, if there is something like if we're playing an RPG, right? Massive online world RPG, and there's one fucking sword that's made that's only one, like that's an NFT. You know what I mean? Like one sword, the ultimate sword of all swords, but only one out there. Like that's how NFTs should have been fucking done. Cause that's cool. That means that if I got that sword, I'd be able to keep it for myself and my bragging rights, or I could technically sell it because there's only one, right? So I do believe that NFTs can be a thing in video gaming, as it should, right? Because it's so weird going into a massive multiplayer online game and you just have the same shit as everybody else. You know what I mean? Being original. If I had a costume or whatever in the game, in an MMO game, that nobody else had, like that's badass. I think that's badass. But fucking crypto losers just ruined that. And now anytime anybody mentions it, like EA Games or something mentions NFTs, like people are like, oh, fucking NFTs are stupid and blah, blah. Correct, they were stupid. But when it comes to like actual, like you're buying something that actually technically has a value, right? Because, you know, what the fuck am I going to do with this picture of a goddamn ape? Absolutely nothing. Like, literally nothing. Ooh, like, you get a membership to this secret society. Nobody fucking cares. You know what I mean? Nobody cares. But if I have an item that's just like, you know, the ultimate item in a game and it helps me, you know, 1v1 other players better or whatever, like, that's how I see it. That's how I see it. I think it's a good thing. Could be an L take, but I think NFTs would be sick in video games if it was done properly. Like, is it Counter-Strike? Does Counter-Strike do shit like that? I don't know if they have like original weapons or anything, but I think that could be a thing too. There was an NFT Battle Royale game that was hyped for a while. I'm not sure what happened to it. I think Ninja even played it. Oh yeah, eh? Yeah, so I think it could work. And it's something that I don't mind. You know what I mean? It'd be different if it was like, you know, because how it should work, it should be free to get these items, right? So if you have the ultimate sword, there's only one ever made in an MMORPG. But if I can open, like if I'm going through the world and I find it on the ground or something, or in a chest or whatever, like that is, to me, that's fucking cool. Oh, I think I remember that game Off the Grid. I think I remember that game. Is that the one with like you get like robot legs or something? I can't remember now. I think I remember that game. I don't think I ever played it. I wanted to try and get my buddies to play it, but I don't think we ended up doing it. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. Like, I don't know what they need to do, really. Something. Because like I said, that's going to change everything if it gets done correctly. You know, it wouldn't technically be a metaverse, I don't think, if you couldn't do those things. I think NFTs are a necessity, but I think what needs to be done is they need to change the name. Don't call it an NFT. Call it an NFT, you're gonna kill you're gonna kill everything that you worked on. But if there is a term that you could call it that's not an NFT but represents typically what an NFT is, then I think they should go all in with it, right? My take, but because I just think it's cool. I've been playing video games my whole life. It brings me back to like Diablo and shit. Like playing Diablo, if I could get a weapon that nobody else had, and then I could put it on a market and sell it and like add value to it and like fluctuate and like all kinds of shit, right? Like if there's only 5 swords in the world, you know, obviously like the price is going to fluctuate because one person can sell for one price, one person can sell for another price. So it's gonna be like a stock market, right? Like what was I playing the other day that was kind of like that? I was playing a game the other day that had kind of like stock market shit. What the fuck was it? Was it a computer game? No. Was it Stardew Valley? No. What game was that? I don't know what game it was, but I was playing a game recently where there's like a stock market within the game. So when you sell an item, it can change. It's variables. I can't believe I can't think of the damn game. I don't think it was Gone Fishing, which is a fun ass game, by the way. Gone Fishing is sick. But yeah, no, I don't remember what the game was. Maybe it was on PlayStation. But it was just like a mini stock market. Oh, you know what it is? It was Poke MMO. It's kind of there's like a stock market on there, which is cool, I find. Right? Because anybody that's played Poke MMO, basically Pokemon that's an like massive like you're playing with everybody. Like there's everybody's in the same world kind of thing. But you know, you could have like you can sell Pokemon on it. Like there's an online market that you can sell Pokemon. So if you have like a Charizard that's a shiny and you know has like the IV stats that are all 32 or 31 or whatever it is, I can't remember what the highest one is. Like that Charizard is going to sell for a higher price than the other Charizards that typically don't have those stats or isn't a shiny or anything like that. Like there are systems out there that do this shit and it's fun. You don't have to spend money in Poke MMO. You can, like real life money, but you can also earn it. So like as long as you have that system that's how it needs to be done. There needs to be a system. Don't call it NFTs. And you need to have a system that it's free to get the items. Right? You don't have to spend money to get the items. Right? So if there's a sword out there, that's the #1 sword. There's only one available ever. That's the one that it should just be out in the world for somebody to randomly get. That's how I see it working. What else we got here? Only a couple things left here to talk about. Might as well. Platform fees charged by platform fees charged by console platforms such as Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox, and streaming services who process payments. Store fees are fees charged by independent stores hosting Fortnite and by retailers selling Epic V-Bucks cards. The fees range from 12% for payments processed via Epic Game Store to 30% on console platforms. So, basically, it's just saying like everything's gonna have fees. You know, that's how companies make money, generate revenue. Standard thing. When you buy stuff on a console, so if you're on PlayStation and you buy V-Bucks, they're taking 30% cut from Epic Games. And essentially us. Right? 12% could be maybe something like Walmart or something. Like the physical cards, they may take 12% of that, maybe. I could see like the big mega giants taking a lot less because they probably sell a fuck ton of V-Bucks. That's how I see it. Why does the V-Bucks value fluctuate? Well, that's a pretty... These FAQ questions are not that good. Who the fuck asked these questions? Like, what is going on here? This one, very important. This one, dumb. This one, also dumb. And this one, like, these are all, like, this is general knowledge. I mean, I guess, like, maybe an 18-year-old wouldn't understand, but, like, still. I love the idea of verifiably unique items in a game as long as it's balanced, i.e. best sword ever only having one copy in a PvP game might be unpleasant. Very true. Very true. But I could see it going both ways because it's like, it's just a grind. It's like in real life. Like, think of a video game. Think of real life if there was an like if real life right now was an RPG, right? Where we can go around and collect shit, battle, any of those kind of things. You know, maybe I'm not good at battling or something, but if I could, and maybe there's so many different ways that it could go. I see what you're saying, because it would be tough. Because it would, but the best part about it, I guess, would be that it's technically, it wouldn't be. Oh no, it would be pay to win, because if that person, the person that found it, actually puts it up for sale, and then someone buys it, right? So I guess like you said, there's got to be some balance. So if there's one sword that's one of the best in the world, there should be at least one other sword, right? So one for the good guys, one for the bad guys. One that's going to be an asshole and take over the world, but the other for the protagonist or whatever that's gonna defend the world. Or if you die, you lose it. Like there's so many different things. What is it in South Park? When they play World of Warcraft and there's that guy that's being the bully, but then they get like a whole squad of people to all attack him and eventually kill him or whatever. Like there's a lot of cool, like I think there's some cool shit that people can do, man. Like, cosmetic uniqueness, yeah, yeah. I don't think it would be less interesting, to be honest. I think it's a good, it's just a thing. Like I said before, going into an MMO game and you buy like a sick outfit and then like you go into town and now all of a sudden you see like 12 other people with the same outfit. It's like, that sucks. Like, you know what I mean? But if you had the ability to just have an original item, like that's cool to me. Even if it's just a cosmetic. Like if I was the only one with a really cool looking sword, like very unique, then yeah, like that's my shit. Like that's cool. Some good in between would be fun, where it's not just a different color or something. Yeah, for sure. Totally agree with that. I can also see Minecraft coming to Fortnite, like having servers. People on your friends list could play. That's interesting. I don't know if that would happen or not. I could see it maybe if Fortnite somehow, like, I think Fortnite's the closest thing to the metaverse we have in real reality. The like the technical side of things, I guess Roblox has kind of a metaverse, but I don't feel it as a metaverse. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get that Ready Player One vibe from Roblox, but I get that vibe from Fortnite. I don't know if it's just because the characters look more realistic or whatever, but I get that vibe from Fortnite. So if Fortnite can really take over as the metaverse, then I can see every game wanting to be on the Fortnite platform, including Minecraft, fucking Roblox. Like everybody will be eventually want to go on to the platform. But they only got a limited amount of time, man. They got a limited amount of time. GTA could be just as well as a metaverse as Fortnite, with that's even better, right? Because the biggest thing with GTA Creative when that comes out is that we're going to be able to make 4K games. We're going to be able to make games that feel real. Can't really do that in Fortnite right now. With it being limited to 2K assets, you just can't do it. So either Fortnite's got to get off their ass and figure out how to make it so that we can have 4K assets and also have rated R shit. Not talking about like nudity, maybe keep that off the platform because that might get a little crazy. But I mean things like blood. Can't have any trace of blood in a Fortnite game, which is crazy. You know? I've seen people make a realistic blitz style mode. Oh yeah, eh? In Fortnite? It's hard. It's real hard to get that like realistic look. You can do it, but it still won't look, it doesn't look crisp like a 4K asset would. Right? Like you can only go 2K. That's the highest you can go. You can't put 4K assets in it. Yeah, if I let you kill boars, you can't play my map in New Zealand. Yeah, yeah, stuff like that's going to be happening too. There's going to be a lot of restrictions based on zones. Because the whole world is all different, right? Why does the V-Bucks, I mean, I guess I'll go over this even though it's kind of pointless. To determine the V-Bucks value in US dollars in a given month, we take all customer US dollar spending to purchase V-Bucks in dollars, subtract platform and store fees ranging from 12% to 30%, and divide it by the total V-Bucks spent by players. This value fluctuates over time based on a few factors, including discounted or earned V-Bucks. Players purchase and earn V-Bucks through things like crew memberships and Battle Pass. This shifts the average value of V-Bucks in circulation. Purchase mix. The cost of a V-Buck depends on which bundle a player buys. That's true as well. Foreign exchange and regional pricing. Changes in VFX. Changes in FX and regional pricing may also cause fluctuations. So, I mean, that's pretty standard. I really don't know why they included that in this. Like, typically how the world works. Value fluctuates. Worst fact I've ever seen in my life. Might as well call that what the fact. This is the only thing that kind of like made sense to be in there because this is a valuable question. I'd 100 make a Fortnite map, but make it with realistic materials. Like chapter 1 realistic. Yeah, absolutely. But we could, until they can give us 4K assets, you can never really do it. I mean, you could do it with 2K, but still. It's not going to look as good. They have to do something before GTA Creative because GTA Creative is going to allow us to do 4K asset stuff. Right? So why would I want to make a game in Fortnite that's not like I can't have blood, I can't, a lot of things like it's just not GTA. Everyone's gonna go to GTA, other than kids. Kids will stick to Fortnite and Roblox, but a lot of us adults probably aren't gonna be on Fortnite anymore. It's just a reality, unless they do some changes. They need to do changes. So it's going to be very tough. Tough decision, tough call on what they're all going to do, but you never know. Never know. Absolutely crazy. But I think that might be it for me today. I might come back on later. I'm not 100% sure. I want to try something with a shorter stream. This one, like right now, it's at an hour and 45 minutes. The problem with my longest streams, I find, is nobody wants to watch them after I've already streamed. So I feel like I want to try a strategy to see if I do like an hour stream or a 2-hour stream, will it get more plays throughout? Because people will be like, oh, okay, I can sit for a couple hours and have it in the background or whatever, but nobody's going to really have my stream on, not the live stream, the VOD stream after for my 10-hour stream. I don't think they can well, my numbers show that people don't do that. So we're going to try this out today. I think hour and 45 minutes isn't a too bad time. Probably would have tried to go for an hour, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. But I think what I'm also going to do is I'm also going to try to cut this up into shorts as well. There's a lot of valuable information in this stream, a lot of good discussions that I think could work in shorts, create some debates. And yeah, so I might spend the rest of my day doing some editing and see what I can do there. But yeah, thought it was good that we could all sit here and chat about this. I wanted to discuss this because this is the biggest update that we've seen in a while. So it's good to be able to talk about these things and have people to talk about these things with. So I appreciate you all. Hell yeah, Silent. Never know, might pop in a little later. Once people start getting off work and stuff, maybe. Like, it's a little tough during this time of day because I know a lot of people are working. It's Thursday. Is it Thursday, I think? Thursday, people are at work, can't just sit down and chill for a couple hours or whatever. So, might do that a little later. Do something. If not, we'll be around this weekend. Do Roblox stream. That'll be this weekend. Maybe a play day. Wouldn't mind doing a play day. And yeah, kind of go from there. I don't have I'm submitting for the Epic Mega Grant, so I might be too busy with that because I only have till Monday. So we'll see. We'll see. If anything, I'll just do some shorter streams just to kick it with the boys. So let's get it. Appreciate you all for being here, ladies and gentlemen. Tilted, Silent, Valley Dweller, Jiglo, Panda, welcome back. Appreciate seeing you around. That was awesome. Brosive, Valley Dweller. I think I can't remember if I already said that. Sorry, brother. Appreciate you all. Tatted VR Pilot, Legend, Mike Land. Appreciate you. And yeah, thanks for kicking it around today. Get that proposal in. Yes, sir. We getting her in. Hopefully I can get the old grant and then I can give some people some jobs. That would be pretty cool. So while I work on that, you guys enjoy building. Keep creating. Love you all. Stay spicy. I'm out. Peace.